Hello, Sairam. Merry Christmas to all. Happy Tiruvadira wishes to all. Today we have got an English Gloskrutham promotional story which is named Espressions, not expressions, Espressions. We have probably we have some of you might have heard of Jagadish speaking in some movies. Expressions, not EX but ES, ESPRES, expressions. That is the name of today's English Gloskrutham promotional story. And while before going further into the story, there is a concept like Ailyathina Arathiruvadira, half Tiruvadira for Ailyam. Or some people also say, Zen Tiruvadira for Ailyam. It has got a deeper significance. On this auspicious day of Tiruvadira, many women do not eat rice, and some women even keep awake during the night doing Tiruvadiragali and other things. This Tiruvadiragali steps, their formulation, if you play if you do the Tiruvadiragali steps without another one, half Tiruvadiragali, Zen Tiruvadiragali, without anyone on the other side, it can look like a kung fu or karate or tai chi or some kind of an expression like like that. That expression with hands coming out. And some people call kata in what do you call it? Karate, I think. Something like that. So there is disturbances. It's okay. So half Tiruvadiragali, not exactly like what I shown, but Zen Tiruvadiragali, like half Tiruvadiragali, it resembles to an extent to karate, tai chi, and it rotates. Rotation happens. Sitting and getting up happens. So these are all part of Zen Tiruvadiragali. So Zen Tiruvadiragali, it's without another one, just doing the steps of Tiruvadiragali. That can ward off some of the evil eyes or some kind of a, what do you call, magic, black magic eyes, black magic attacks. And with doing some kind of an exercise, it can help probably floating of the blood and circulation of the blood circulation and many more things. So that is about Chandra. Some people during this Tiruvadira day occasion, they even have Kadagali at night to keep awake. That is another, nowadays people also have, Tiruvadiragali is the original way, that is supposed to be, because it's a training for the, what do you call it, for the women to have more resistance power to deal with the black magic, magician, etc. It's Nayar tradition, mostly practiced in Nayar traditions in Kerala, Tiruvadiragali. And now when nowadays people are also having Kathakali etc. to keep awake. Kathakali is a different. It's usually done. It's usually performed during Ulsavams, festival occasions. But some of them have new generation people have converted Tiruvadirakali also as an opportunity to watch Kathakali. Kathakali, there is a speciality. The speciality of Kathakali is that the story need not be new. The story it could be the good old formula line. Good old. It's all everyone know that story. So when everyone is, everyone knows. Almost all know the what do you call it? Not everyone knows. Not that. Most of the people watch Kathakali lovers. They have to know the story. So in that, they are more fascinated by the expressions, and also the new, new kind of. If you see that movie of Mohanlal on what do you call Vanaprastha. He's trying to bring in a bhavam that is of Arjuna. It's a variety bhava of Arjuna. He's trying to bring it into his art form. It's a different kind of expression of the story. So almost all know the story. There is no nothing secret about beginning, ending, and story is all the same, but the expressions given for that story slightly. That's what makes Kathakali interesting. That's what people say. I'm not a great Kathakali watcher or admirer, but these are all something that I notice or observe from various articles written, etc. So today's story has got some connection to that Espressions. With the latest data generated with PFA's heroin, or PFA's heroin is air. With the latest data generated with heroin, PFA's heroin's argument that attentive listening can actually promote an increase in the heroin's wealth, that is touch sensations of surroundings and ambient environments, etc., with some gentle breeze, etc., which can improve some model ambient conditions around for some better inspirational purpose, made Balram thoughtful, and then Balram decided that in Gloskrutham promo stories, the extra bias that Balram had given to mother tongue Malayalam, then English shall now be reduced slightly, though the finer tuned expressions might still be understood probably more with some Malayalam understandings too, with words like ACC, ACC or ACC, etc., ACC, etc., having more and more space. Also, for some of the real miraculous entertainment performances and shows by Panchabhutas, this universe, etc., with the divine will of the God, the divine will of the Lord, the divine will of the Lord. I don't know how much you get it. Ak in Malayalam has got many meanings. ACC, ak, ak, a capital ACC, ak. Ak, akale. I mean, these are Malayalam words. Understanding the words, meaning of those words. I mean, like sarcastically imitating can be, and the one meaning of ak, ak, ak. So I just did an akal. I mean, the beginning of the video, I just did. I mean, I just showed the eyes like that. I showed, right? So that is a kind of that when imitated, that becomes an akal. I just imitated that now. No, now Balaram decided to make a false story in Nunakada just for some imaginary entertainment purpose, wherein Sri Unnikrishan Elaidam, being a hero, and his wife Jyotirmayi Devi being the heroine. They also have 2 children too. Jyotirmayi Devi is a purely work-oriented, practical woman, whereas Unnikrishan Elaidam perhaps pampers more his imaginations of a wholly good world of higher nobility and platinum metaphoric spirits of higher idealism. Words, yeah, if you don't get it, just watch once again. While Unnikrishan Elaidam's many techniques found to be fascinating with his initial periods of life to a great extent, even in getting wedded to Jyotirmayi Devi. Once the children were born, don't think this Jyotirmayi Devi or Unnikrishan Elaidam are characters of what I call it, the newspaper one what do you call it, in the media girl from the Malayalam movie Vedi Vazhipadu. And high flying executive lady is there, and there is another character also. It's there. I think its name is Vishnu. I'm not very sure. I don't know. What is the character of? What is the name of the character there? But in this we are don't try to compare the story to that story in Vedi Vazhipadu. I mean, you may, it's okay, but it's just that Malayalam movie Vedi Vazhipadu. Okay, that's just a part expression that I'm giving for the for some spicy fun of this, spicing of this story, some spicy ads. So while Unnikrishan Elaidam's many techniques found to be fascinating with his initial periods of life to a great extent, even in getting wedded to Jyotirmayi Devi, once the children were born, with the increased bills payment requirements, they found themselves slightly more crumbling with some cash crunch situations. To compound that, Sri Unnikrishan Elaidam also got fascinated with many of the Gloskrutham threadlines and principles of lower result orientations of quality agendas and better quality living, in um, CGQ programs. But the regular bills to pay didn't bother to wait indefinitely with lower result orientations, as higher quality need not be any mass entertainer always for all. Though Nikrishna was got fascinated by the CGQ programs of lower result orientations for better quality, uh, but the bills, as it is not a mass entertainer, the ones whom he has to pay bills, they were not ready to entertain what do you call such things. So he had to pay, but what he has to get, uh, gets reduced with what you call CGQ programs. And higher for quality initiative and is not result oriented people, may not pay his bills, but the bills he has to pay, uh, he and, since quality is not a mass entertainer, they didn't show mercy on him. Okay. Debtors started to create problems in Unikrishna Ladam's life. Some members of Balram Fans Association even without the understanding or knowledge of Balram, chased the life vehicle of Sri Unikrishna Ladam and stole that too from him. You might be remembering that story in a story from WordPress blog. Some aspects of Taj Mahal build-up, etc. That is also a thread line used in the story. Even, but the expressions are different here. That's a difference. Even like Kathakali, story could be known to many, but its colorfulness, threadness, expressions being a different. Now see how the story goes. Even the small income that Unikrishna Ladam had for meeting his increasing expenses and bills payment situations of his family and children, family including his wife and children, got halted with the act of Balram's Fans Association people. How did they do? Just see. Trying for higher quality living. Balram's Fans Association people tried for higher quality living with low result orientations, offering damn cheap quality labor to Walmart like institution with some kind of a Freemason like attitude. That need not be any mass entertainer. It need not be possible for masses to do that. It need not be possible by the ordinary masses always to do like that. Probably reminding that quality need not be any mass entertainer always. With increasing bills payment requirements with more and more family members, that make higher quality life of low result orientations almost an impossible thing to many family people who lack proper and thought out planning methods many times for incremental fun with passing times. Many people doesn't plan their life well. The increasing number of family members, even the increasing expenditure, if it is not taken care well, if it is not done in a planned manner, It's not, I'm not talking about I'm not talking about family planning, just not family planning, but I'm talking about what do you call, increasing number of masses people. I mean, it's not meant for quality, it not be meant for all the people always, because the bills payment increases. I mean, expenditures increases. You don't have you cannot then go for low result orientation programs, because your responsibility may seem to be increasing. But detachment, I mean, it's not possible for all to keep detached from all the what do you call, all those people around you. Some could be able, so plant people might be able to do that, but did not be a mass entertainment. So that is the crux of this one thread of this story. Okay, quality need not be a mass entertainment. Why? Quality need not be a mass. Why it is said like that? It's not possible for masses to, larger masses to, larger people, bigger people. Their expenditure will be much. For them, could be difficult to lead a life of low result orientation, because they have got bills to pay. I mean, their debt is their people may not be, what do you call, their people whom they have to give money, they may not wait. So they are put in a pressure situation to collect from their, what do you call, people who are got to give them money. But okay, so Unikrishna Adam is got put into such a fix, because the higher quality Belram Fans Associations for CGQ programs, some of the people with higher low result orientation than Unikrishna Adam got the job of Unikrishna Adam. So he lost even the small Walmart kind of job he had. I mean, his programs, like what he is a textile engineer. So even his service, I mean, he could not, what do you call, people were ready to work for the company at a still lower cost, lower price, because of this, I mean, higher quality consciousness. Some of the people got ready for it. So Krishna Adams' job got what I call it got into a fix, into a crumbling situation. So, but then, to the surprise of Unikrishna Adam, till then, Jyotirmayi Devi, his wife, who been more a passive supporter of Unikrishna Adam and his whims and fancies of quality, took control of life of him and her family, and she got Unikrishna Adam to support her completely with her new mission in starting a ready-made bucket with standardized collections of dress materials brought from Tirupur and Vechur on credit. She also lived a few good she also hired, not lived, she also hired a few good stitching fellows, speedy, who can work with high speed, like the Katapa of Bahubali in the movie Katapa. The Katapa argues that though your sword is good, but that need not match our speed to that chap who is trying to sell him the sword. So like that, she hired a few fast, good stitching fellows who need not be that imaginary. I mean, they not be having that much imaginations, but just fast stitching, speed stitching. They are capable of stitching fast on a given model. She also hired a few good fast stitching fellows just to make a rerun of stitching above the already stitched dress for value addition purpose to make them lesser susceptible to turning apart, to make the dresses lesser. I mean, ready-made dresses, machine-made dresses. Many of the dresses, the stitching need not be that what do you call. Sometimes, the stitchings sometimes they not be as stable, or it need not last much longer sometimes. So she hired a few fast good stitching people, and they did a stitching above whatever the stitches been put on the dresses by the machine made dresses, and started giving 1 year guarantee and years guarantee to all the dresses bought from her boutique, with an extra premium price. Okay, she put an extra premium price for 1 year guarantee. So double stitched dresses she used to give for that. She also did the servicing of the ready-made dresses even after guarantee period for a small fee. And she also commanded Sri Unikrishan Eladam to forget all the Gloskrutham quality improvement things of Balram, CGQ programs, and focus more on the working front by learning to stitch fast too. So Unikrishan Eladam, being a textile engineer and who been dreaming to make a grand design of a dream machine of his taste, preferences, and been trying and thinking to put that design for auction as per CGQ principles of Balram, got now boxed into learning to stitch faster once more on an already made ready-made dress by some machine in Tirupur and Vechur. Maybe need not exactly like Sambadi the eagle in Ramayana, eagle or vulture in Ramayana. Sambadi, those who know the name story of the Sambadi understand that. And time went past, and their life got somewhat okay. And then Unikrishnan Adam happened to see the Malayalam movie in 1983. And crude ball throwing machine designed by hero in that movie inspired Unikrishnan Adam to run once again after his dream project, like the somebody who regained or regrown his wings. But then here is the twist, funny twist. But the iron fist of Jyotirmayi Devi to just shut up and do the work at hand without trying to dabble or dilly-dally with some of the uncertain situations and bits again, reminding Unikrishnan Adam amply well enough that what happened in the past and how she saved him and his family, etc., prevented Unikrishnan Adam to even keep away. She told, Jyotirmayi Devi told Unikrishnan Adam to even keep away from even watching some of the instigating Gloskrutham promo stories. Not just a bit. I wanted to build one story that was talking of including PK. The last, including PK, when she didn't even want Unikrishna Adam to watch even the previous story PK, which pushes expressed gratitude as something, not as some adjustment of past, but as a new forward fresh karma. I mean, PK, that basically talks about, that it's not expressed gratitude, need not be any, past adjustment of karma, but she got slightly scared because if it is like that, her point may get failed because it might argue that it's not any gratitude is already paid. Expression of gratitude can be a new karma. Such argument can be brought forward. So that such kinds of instigating stories. She told Jyotirmayi Devi even told Unikrishna to keep away. Dur ho jao, Masroom say, like that stuff. She told him to keep away from the, even from watching the Gloskrutham stories in YouTube. Perhaps because of the fear of Jyotirmayi Devi, and also Unikrishna probably he didn't also have that enough drive in him to for his presentation. Maybe 5th house, maybe 11th house could have been that, not that. Artistic design drives need not have been that much strong enough, probably. That's my assumption. Jyotirmayi Devi Unikrishna decided to withdraw back to his past shell, probably reminding the story in the story of Taj Mahal, perhaps. The story in the story Taj Mahal means in the WordPress blog, jayakrishnamanon.wordpress.com. There is a story in story, there's a Malayalam story in story, is that. And he did just a big breathe. Breathe. And such breaths can be seen in 2 movies. One in Notam. I think it's about Narudi Venu and Kudiyattam story. That strong melee that we see that harm, and when another one is in Anandabhadram, I think. Where the Nagaran is making a sound like that. Like, oh, missed. The big breath. So, Merry Christmas. It's already 11:30 p.m. It's becoming 11:30 p.m. IST. Story been written. 25th December 2015 at about 7:10 p.m. got started, and 9:30 p.m. And all these manuscripts, paper manuscripts of this story, 2-page story, it goes to water and then to fire. So this paper manuscript won't be available after 1 week. All this story on YouTube. That is the story. It's paper manuscript, don't ask later. And even these are not being put for auction. These are all promotional stories. These are not for auction. And so that is the story. The name of the story was Espressions. Okay. Bye-bye for the time being. Once again, Merry Christmas and Happy Tiruvadira. Wishes. And maybe advance Happy New Year. I don't know when the next story might come. Okay. Bye bye. Sai Ram.